Hello, hi guys, welcome to Table Talk. I'm your host, Castle. As you can see, Carol is not with us here today in the studio, but she's right at the space when Amazon is coming to our city, Long Island, Queens. Just 2 days ago, Amazon announced the winners for their second headquarters location, and the internet went crazy. It divided the second headquarters between New York City, New York Long Island City, and Northern Virginia Arlington County's Crystal City neighborhoods. And the plan? $5 billion to develop an 8 million square foot site divided over 2 locations. What does this mean? More jobs? Real estate prices going up? Today, I will be focusing, of course, on our city, Long Island City. Amazon coming here. What does it mean for the people of Queens and the state? The good and the bad, we're going to talk about it right here. According to the official website, they are expected to invest over $5 billion in construction and include as many as 50,000 high-paying jobs. In addition to that, construction and ongoing operation of Amazon headquarters number 2 is expected to create tens of thousands of additional jobs and tens of billions of dollars in additional investment and the surrounding community. Very well, but first, let us hear the people's reaction.
When I heard that Amazon was reportedly thinking about coming here to Long Island City, I thought, of course they are. Why wouldn't they? It seems so obvious to me that New York is such an amazing hub for technology, for innovation, that I can't understand why they wouldn't want to be here. Our infrastructure, of course, needs upgrades. The city is not new, but we're working hard on that here. And I'm also hopeful that with Amazon's reported expansion, there'll be increased political will to fix some of the infrastructure challenges. Here's the thing. You're talking about 25,000 jobs that are going to go somewhere in North America. They are good jobs, they are good paying jobs, and we want them here. We want them here to go to New Yorkers. We want to attract really smart people to come here to New York. We want to continue to grow the technology ecosystem, which increasingly is powering the entire business ecosystem of New York, but also of the world. We have more work to do. I don't want to pretend that all of a sudden we're going to have 25,000 great jobs that all New Yorkers can get. But I think we are on the right path, and I think that it's increasingly important that we have those jobs here and that we make a commitment as a community, as a city, to train New Yorkers for those jobs. I believe these jobs are only going to beget more jobs, and those jobs will increasingly go to New Yorkers.
Our main concern is that not only will Amazon coming to New York City not benefit longtime residents of New York City, but that they will actually displace a lot of residents of New York City through gentrification, rising rents, displacement of jobs. I mean, I think New York City is at a point where we don't need to recruit businesses to come here. There's lots of businesses that are coming here without any subsidies, without any tax breaks, without anything. And you know, there's no reason that we should be offering up, I think it was rumored, $1 billion in subsidy dollars for them to come here. And on top of that, they're also asking for a lot of other public benefits, including, you know, a rezoning of land in Long Island City where they may be going. I mean, New York City has huge infrastructure problems as a whole. I mean, all across the city, in Long Island City itself specifically, between the subways and the streets and the sewers, you know, New York City has a ton of infrastructure needs. And frankly, we think that's where the city and the state should be spending their money, is to improve those those infrastructure projects.
First off, let's talk about the good. I broke it down into 3 different points, and the first one is, it's very obvious, 25,000 new jobs in the city, which according to New York City Mayor, he said he has never seen this many new jobs ever in the entire history of the city and the state. And the company said it plans to start hiring next year. And as we can see in the picture, the mayor's tweet, he says New York City is about to get tens of thousands of new, good-paying jobs. And Amazon is about to meet the most talented workforce in the world and in one of the most diverse places on the planet. Welcome to Queens. One of the reasons Amazon said it chose New York City is because, of course, of the availability of tech talent and the ability to recruit new workers. Point number 2, New York is offering Amazon about $1.5 billion in incentives to create these jobs. And as part of the agreement, the positions will need to have an average wage of $150,000. Point number 3, in New York, Amazon also agreed to donate a site for a new primary or secondary school and fund infrastructure improvements and green space. And just kidding, it's not 3, it's 4. This also means that it's good for the local economy and businesses here. Well, now Carol is at the space. She's checking out the new space. Let's see what she has to say.
Hi everyone, I'm Carol. I'm here on location in Long Island City. And I don't know why we picked this day to be out and about and filming about Long Island City, because as you can see, it's snowing. I'm really cold. But it is very exciting that Amazon have chosen Long Island City as one of the 2 cities as their new headquarters, HQ2. What does that mean for the locals? I mean, a lot of people, they're very excited that Amazon is coming. That means a lot of money is coming in. But at the same time, a lot of people are also angry because they feel like taxpayers here, they are paying to have Amazon coming into the city when Amazon is already a very, really lucrative company. So is it going to jack up the housing price? I'm pretty sure it's going to. But I was hoping to interview some people, but no one. You can see there's no one in the side because it's snowing. So I think I'm gonna go back to the studio and discuss the issue with Kessel. I'll see you guys back in the studio.
Well, thanks, Carol. Well, here's a few fun facts. According to The Atlantic, each year local politicians spend up to an estimated $90 billion to lure companies, corporations like Amazon to their states, which is more than the federal government spends on housing, education, or infrastructure. And as part of Andrew Cuomo's efforts to snag the project, he even said, "I'll change my name to Amazon Cuomo if that's what it takes." And looks like Cuomo's wish is granted. Now Amazon is finally coming to New York. The company said it was looking for communities that think big and creatively, that cause many cities to make goofy gestures to get Amazon's attention. The initial HQ2 announcement essentially kicked off a beauty contest among cities. For example, Tucson, Arizona actually sent a 21-foot cactus to the tech giant, and Dallas promised a free 1-year membership for its employees to come to the city's amenities. Cities are desperate for Amazon to come into their city, for it is a great economic boost. And now that New York City has got it, why are people so upset that they even gathered to protest at the Golden Triangle a day after the celebration? Let's take a look.
Good morning. Good morning. The people united be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
The truth is, this deal stinks. Honesty and fair dealing really require that you don't secretly give the richest man on earth all of these subsidies. We don't even know how much we're talking about. Clearly, we have to make sure that we invest in our infrastructure, invest in our schools, invest in the working people of this community who made Long Island City what it is today. I am here to fight with you because really, again, this deal stinks.
Assembly member from the South Bronx, we stand with you, sisters and brothers. We come to you right now.
The rents you see from yesterday are not the rents you will see today. We have a massive, massive housing crisis, not only here, but all across the state, all across New York City, and it's only getting worse. And not only is this going to affect the immediate neighborhood of Long Island City, but look at neighborhoods like Jackson Heights, Flushing, communities right next door. What happens when Amazon builds their ferries to the Bronx? What happens to the Bronx? What happens to the rest of Brooklyn? We have seen this story before play out over and over. In Seattle, Amazon has jacked up the cost of housing for every single resident in Seattle and the surrounding suburbs.
Proceso legal que se debe, como lo han hecho otras compañías, y ahora quieren vernos la cara a los.
It won't be all puppies and rainbows for the cities that landed the HQ2. Traffic and rents are expected to surge. Homelessness has become a persistent problem in Seattle after housing costs shot up. Incoming Democratic Congresswoman representing Queens and the Bronx, she said she was one of the several local leaders questioning the deal, and she tweeted, "Amazon is a billion-dollar company. The idea that it will receive hundreds of millions of dollars in tax breaks at a time when our subway is crumbling and our communities need more investment, not less, is extremely concerning to residents here." There's always a big chance that Amazon's promises will fizzle or its plans may change, resulting in a far less investment and fewer jobs than promised. Three things: rents will go up, traffic and subways will worsen, and local tech businesses may lose their best people to Amazon. Long Island City has for the past few years experienced a development boom that has shifted its once industrial landscape into a largely residential one. Housing costs have been on a steady incline. According to Street Easy, the median home price in Long Island City is around $769,000, while the median rent is about $2,500 a month, bringing it to the priciest neighborhood in Queens. So the news may also trigger a wave of housing speculation, with homes in less pricey areas like Astoria, Greenpoint, and Sunnyside, or like what the person said in the video, Flushing, Jackson Heights, likely to see some of the largest uptick in demand in the long run. People also fear gentrification and displacements. Residents are afraid that they will lose their business space and might even be forced to move because of the taxes. The question that's been on my mind, will it become a neighborhood for wealthy professionals, or will it still be a neighborhood for everybody? The New York Times, I read an article this morning. It says MTA is facing a budget crisis that could lead to major fare increases or cuts to subway and bus services. So what does this mean as Amazon comes into Long Island City? Jimmy Brammer, who represents Long Island City on the City Council, told the press that to provide $1 billion in taxpayer money at a time of scarce resources to one of the richest corporations in the world, it's obscene and it's wrong. Google is also reportedly planning to expand in New York City, looking for a space for over 12,000 more employees. This is just a sign of how powerful US tech companies have become. A marketing professor at the University of Washington said, well-educated individuals are going to do very well in this economy, and people who are renting and people maybe without a college degree are going to find that there may be more jobs, but there will be even more competition for those jobs. So what are your thoughts on Amazon coming into Long Island City? Or if you're from Northern Virginia, are you for it or are you against it? Let me know in the comments below, and you can always look us up on Twitter at HeyCastle. Goodbye for now, and we'll see you next week.